Hi, and welcome back to Nadya's Identity Files. I have with me a special friend and somebody that I respect so much for all of the wonderful work that he does, Michael Kearns, who is an actor, activist, journalist. I mean, you kind of do everything, right?
I do everything.
You
Too
really
much.
just do it all. Can you tell us a little bit about your Hollywood journey and how you've ended up where you are right now?
Okay. I came here as somebody who wanted to be a movie star and wanted to, that was my big goal.
Can you share the year you came, or is
Yeah,
that
sure, I'll
top secret?
share it. 71, I believe. You weren't born,
No.
right?
No.
You were long
I
not born.
not conceived.
You weren't even up. So anyway, things were way different in 1971,
Right.
and specifically different in terms of the closet, which exists now still, amazingly so. But then it was really intense, and at some point, you do a lot of TV and guest shots and things, but I just didn't like that facade that you were basically told by agents,
Right.
Don't do this, don't do that, wear a wedding ring, keep your legs apart when you're in an interview, don't
Oh my
cross your
goodness.
legs. Oh no, there was a
Wow.
whole list of things. Up to getting married,
Right, right.
So I didn't want
some
to play
people
that
did
game.
that.
Oh,
Yeah.
many hundreds, I'm sure we could name. You want some names? So anyway, you didn't know what I'd bring.
I love it.
So I wouldn't play that game
Yeah.
at some point. And, being gay or being who I was or being authentic trumped any stardom. And it sounds a little simpler than it probably was, because it was a big process, and it was a painful process, and it was a complicated process. But eventually, it was the opening to me being so many more things than an actor. I was
Right.
just a stupid actor. And then suddenly I had all this, once I was open and authentic and who
Right.
I was, all these other avenues and careers opened up.
And that's really how it starts. I mean, I know when I was in entertainment, I often felt just so stifled by my agents, by my managers, by the archetypes. They were so fixated on keeping me locked inside. And once I kind of just said, you know what, I don't care, I don't give a shit, I just was able to breathe through my truth. And that's what it's really about.
And there's so many out there who, you see them before and after. It's almost before and after they walk through that closet door, and you see the difference in their work and everything. So, I strongly suggest that closet is no place to live, because no matter how much money it's going to get you, no matter how much fame it's going to get you, the downside is just too
Right.
brutal.
It's emotionally debilitating. I mean,
So much.
to have to hide a huge part of yourself. I mean, now obviously you wear all of your identities very freely, and you have quite a few, as do all of us. Do you ever feel kind of pushed in or pulled in by one over another, or is that not an issue?
Yes, I do think that I would like not to have gay as part of my name.
Right, right.
Because
Gay Michael.
At this point, I feel like
Bye,
I'm
Nadya.
so much more than gay. I wouldn't even rule out various other sexual activities at this juncture, at my age. But, things I'm learning from the younger people also, that this fluidity, this idea that you don't have to be one thing, is intriguing to me. And, I think for so long you had to sort of say, you had to announce, well, okay, now I'm gay and I'm going to stick with this. And I did that in a big way. So I asked for that. But, I don't want that to be labeled as anything.
Right. I mean, it's kind of interesting how when we're in the process of breathing through our truth, in some aspects we start to feel even pigeonholed by the truth itself, by being gay or being bi or being whatever, being a feminist. And now we have to maintain, a lot of women, for example, who like the body positive movement, like if a woman she's been known as like the curvy model, like Crystal Wren, for example. She was very curvy, and then she lost a lot of weight, and a lot of her supporters started pretty much trying to stone her. And it's like
body
she has
shaming,
to do what
even though she was beautiful, and
and you just sometimes you just can't win.
You can't escape it. Yeah, exactly. No, and I identify today I wrote something on Facebook where I identified as a feminist, and I thought, well, this will make a lot of people nervous. That,
right.
Oh, who's he calling himself a feminist? But you know what? I have a daughter. Who's 22. Yeah. If I am not a feminist after 22 years as a single dad raising a daughter, then there'd be something pretty wrong with me.
Something a little problematic with that.
Exactly. If that dad had not learned to be a feminist. And I think I had those leanings prior. But now I certainly have learned them.
Yeah, I mean, it's somewhat like people become a little proprietary. I mean, going back to what I was talking about earlier about cultural identity, people become somewhat proprietary over their identities. Like, no, like you're moving away from what I believe this means. And that's making them uncomfortable, making them question what they've self-identified to be their truth.
Yes. Well, I think I've always made people uncomfortable.
Michael, that's great.
Just when they're getting comfortable, I'll go and adopt a child. When I was at that sort of height of the AIDS crisis, in a way, there was pre-protease inhibitors, and now he's going to be a dad. What's this about? And how dare he? And he shouldn't do this. And, he's selfish. He's crazy. Well, she's 22. I'm still alive.
Yeah.
So it was audacious. I'll admit that. But I mean, I think it's good to shake things up. An artist is supposed to ask questions, question things. That's our job in life.
Yeah. To being perpetually inquisitive is highly important, if not, mandatory if you're going to be an artist, really.
Absolutely. And, to probe and really dig. And I'm doing this show with Queerwise. You're familiar with them.
Right.
We're doing a World AIDS Day show, and we've brought...
What is Queerwise? Let's tell.
Well, we have to... Yes, Queerwise is a group of over 50... See, here we are, pigeonholing again. Over 50 LB, LTGYZ seniors who meet and write once a week, and then we do about 4 spoken word performances a year. And one of them is on World AIDS Day.
That's wonderful.
We've brought in younger people this time. We've got about 4 or 5 young people. And it's just amazing to see this intergenerational exchange that does not happen in the bars or on the street. Old people stay with old people, young people stay with young people, black people stay with black people, white people.
I see that really big here in Los Angeles. I mean, I traveled to New York City last month, incidentally, the same exact time you were there. So I was like, oh my gosh, Michael's in New York too. I didn't realize that until after.
Facebook or something.
Yeah, until after I flew back, and then I saw your post. But it's much more of a melting pot there, whereas here I feel like there's a lot of isolation between different groups of people, when there really should be more intersectionality, and then that case will be, more of a collective unit, able to solve problems more efficiently and seeing things from different perspectives and canons.
It's so true. I mean, that's what somebody said last week, one of the younger people. They said, well, this is about problem solving. And you can't just do problem solving with the 20-year-olds, and you can't just do it with the 60-year-olds.
No.
There's a lot in between 20 and 60 that has to be melded, at least consciously, in terms of writing a show, putting a show together, talking about something as volatile as HIV/AIDS, which still affects everyone from 20 to 60 to 80.
Right. And people have a lot of preconceived notions about HIV and AIDS and how it works and who gets it, and that really creates a lot of trauma for those who do have it. And you actually were the first HIV-positive actor, right, to come out on live TV. I mean, what was the initial response, and how have you feel that you've inspired people since that time?
I went back to when I said I was going to adopt a child. I was usually crazy. Well, I was really considered crazy when I decided to say that I was HIV positive, but it was another closet. It was another door to open. Another hiding that I couldn't do.
Right.
Another closet I couldn't stay in. So I did it. I got a lot of acceptance. I did a TV show right away, so it was ironic.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, that Entertainment Tonight did a big thing, so I had a certain amount of support, and that was good to get the support based on being who I was.
Right. I mean, there's still so much stigma surrounding HIV and AIDS, which is like, we're in 2016, almost 2017 now. You really wouldn't think that would be the case. But I do feel we're making strides in a lot of ways. So all we can do is remain on the up and up, right?
And be honest and do art and do politically conscious art, whether that's feminist art or gay art or intersectionality art or whatever you want it to be.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much, Michael.
Oh, thank you. It flew.
I know, my goodness. Well, you're going to be coming back on after my interview with Jessica for your opportunity for the on-air social media and branding consult, which is every last 10 minutes of my show.
Perfect.
So I'm going to be pulling you right back in for that. So thank you so much.
I'm glad to be
We'll be right back.
Okay.
Thank you.